The reason the food tasted the exact same everywhere, from Ohio to Oregon, wasn't quality control. It was dosage control. The agency needed a stable chemical baseline to prepare the subjects for the intake process. The salt content wasn't for flavor. It was an electrolyte spike to heighten neural conductivity. And the delivery system? The Happy Meal. Look at the design of the box. High, vertical cardboard walls. When a small child sits at a booth and opens that box, their peripheral vision is completely cut off. The sounds of the restaurant dampen. They enter a state of forced tunnel vision, focused solely on the objective placed inside, the toy. But those weren't gifts. They were dexterity tests. Remember the toys that came in 4 or 5 plastic pieces? The ones that required assembly? If a child under the age of 5 could assemble the complex mechanism in under 3 minutes, they weren't just smart, they were flagged. You didn't win a prize. You passed the preliminary entrance exam for the engineering corps. Once the caloric intake was complete, you were moved to the processing center, the play place. You remember the Officer Big Mac climbing tower? Look at the blueprints. The layout of that cage is a 1-to-1 scale replica of a solitary confinement cell in a federal supermax prison. They weren't building a gym, they were building a panopticon. You were climbing behind iron bars before you could even read. They were conditioning you to feel comfortable in a cage. And the slide. You remember the static shock, that sharp snap of electricity every time you went down. That wasn't friction, it was a low-voltage perimeter fence. The plastic was conductive. It generated a specific 15-volt discharge, enough to cause pain, but not enough to leave a burn mark. It was Pavlovian conditioning. If a child got shocked but ran back up the stairs to do it again, they had high pain compliance. That's not a child. That's a future soldier. The kids who cried and refused to go back, they were washed out. To understand the true scope of the project, you have to listen to the Vance tapes. In 1996, a regional director for the agency was deposed during a closed-door legal settlement. The audio was supposed to be destroyed, but a transcript survived. When the frantic parents asked him why their children were becoming lethargic, aggressive, and obsessed with the food, he didn't apologize. He laughed. He told them, quote, "You are looking at this like civilians. You think we are selling hamburgers? We are subsidizing the caloric intake of the next infantry division. We aren't making them fat. We are increasing their density. We are building biological armor." When the lawyer asked him about the parents' role in this, his answer was even colder. He said, "The parents are the supply line. They are tired. They are overworked. They need us to take the asset off their hands for 30 minutes. They don't care what happens in the play place, as long as the child comes back quiet." He was right. The silence wasn't peace. It was compliance. And once the body was broken in, they were ready for the final phase, the breaking of the mind. But physical traits were only half the data. They needed to map your psyche. That's why the mascots existed. Take the Fry Kids, the fuzzy, goblin-like creatures. Notice anything missing? They had no arms. They were helpless. They were designed to test a child's empathy response to deformed or amputated entities. Did you try to help them, or did you push them over? And then, there was Grimace. You thought he was a taste bud? He was a hostile biothreat simulator. A massive, purple, non-human anomaly. The test was simple: flight or negotiation. Most kids ran. But the agency wasn't looking for cowards. They were looking for the high-potential subjects who would walk up to the monster and try to talk to it. If you hugged the purple giant, you weren't showing affection. You were demonstrating the ability to de-escalate a hostile organism. You were a negotiator. So, ask yourself, where did the play places go? Why are they being torn down? Why are the colorful mascots vanishing, replaced by gray, modern boxes? It's not because of safety. It's because the quota was met. The engineering corps is full. The infantry is stocked. The negotiators are in place. The program was a success. The children of the 90s aren't children anymore. We are the workforce. We are the soldiers. We are the silent majority, trained to sit in traffic, eat the sludge, and stare at the screens. And the final piece of the puzzle? The ice cream machine. You think it's always broken? It's not broken. It's a receiver. It's been down for 20 years because it hasn't received the activation code yet. But one day, the light on that machine is going to turn green. The low-frequency hum will start, and all of us, the ones who remember the taste, the ones who remember the slide, we're going to stop what we're doing. We're going to walk into the nearest franchise, and we're going to report for duty.